Hello, welcome once again back to Mick's Paperbacks, books and digests and magazines and whatever else I can go on about in the shortest space of time that I possibly can, because I do tend to waffle on, as my missus will tell you. Yes, this is my part 2 of my little insight into Malinca books. I've already done a couple of videos on the Pandora series, which was a mid-50s publication in paperback form from Buenos Aires, and that's where Malinca were based, and that's where they published their books from. And as I said before in the part 1, they started 1955 and finished with the numbers I've got up to number 45 is 1959. And then the artwork gets really daft. So I'm just sticking with the artwork that really captures me, because all this artwork and authors and everything's been jumbled up. So you're getting original artwork from the 50s and digest books from America, with, in some of these cases, British UK pulp books from the 50s, with the British pulp names, Nat Carter and all these sorts of people. And it's really weird how it's all jumbled together with the artwork, with different stories, with different authors. It's quite bizarre, but that's what makes it fascinating for me, and that's why I collect them. And I'm a bit bonkers because I can't read them because they're in Spanish, but I'm just buying it for the artwork and the quirkiness of the fact that they must have had an agreement with New York Atlas Publishing, or whoever the publisher might have been in America, to actually use this artwork. And if they didn't, they were very, very naughty. But I don't know. Anyway, part 2 today, which is I'm going to start with number 21. I finished the last video at number 19. I'm missing number 20. Gosh damn it. On to number 21. So I'm going to start again with Malinca, with their excellent second part of Debora, published in Buenos Aires, Argentina. These ones start in 1958. So the part 2 start in 1958. And right to the end. And I hope you enjoy it. And yes, leave a comment and all that stuff. But let's go. Let's find out what's going on in Argentina, or Argentina. Okay, here we go with part 2, Debora. Again, great artwork. And as we get towards the end, as most publications do, British, American, as we go into sort of towards the 60s, the artwork does become a little bit subjective and not really my cup of tea. But I don't even drink tea, but it's not really my cup of coffee either. Anyway, let's start now with number 21 before I ramble on even more. 21 for Debora by Brett Diamond. Muñeca Siniestra. And this artwork has been taken from a quarter book. And I've got the quarter book here. It's the only time I've got all the copies of this in American publications as well. But I'm just going to show you the first one, just to show you how subtly it changes. So this is my original copy on quarter books of A Bad Sue. It's the same artwork. It's the same. And but you can just tell by the face, it's just been rejigged slightly. That it's not a complete 100% copy. It's been slightly titivated, shall we say? But it's still very nice, and it hasn't done it any harm. But that's where the original artwork came from, and that's where it ended up in Argentina on a completely different book. Because this book's not called Bad Sue. If you go to the translation, it's definitely not called that. I think it comes from a British book in November 1949 as Sinister Sister, and it was published by John Spencer and Co. Obviously with alternative artwork. And this one is from Bad Sue, which is from that original copy of Bad Sue is 1950. And this one is 1958. Number 21 in the Debora series. And nice little back cover as well. Very bright and colourful and very nice. And there's the upside down, which doesn't help much to see. Brett Diamond. Number 22. La Dolce Venganza. Again, by Grey Usher, 1958, and the title translates as Sleep If You Dare. And the original artwork for this was on a Rainbow book, number 105, Four Dames Named Sin, in 1952. And here it is again, 1958, and Rudy Nappy artwork. You can tell by the good lady's face there. Brilliant artwork by Rudy Nappy. Stunning. And this particular Debora copy is in pretty decent nick. Surprising, because most of them are a little bit worn. But yeah, Grey Usher, La Dolce Venganza. So again, you've got a completely different story with a completely different artwork with a completely different author. They're mad. Johnny Dark, Los Pagarás con Sangre, and Debora number 24. And again, this artwork's not actually from a digest book. It's from I think the art's by Lou Marchetti, and it was originally seen on a Pyramid book in 1957. So very close together, 57 to 58. But Lou Marchetti artwork, originally on a Pyramid book called Georgia Hotel in 57. Copy's a little bit, it's got a bit of spine roll there and some creases, but yeah, it's a lovely book, lovely bit of artwork. Lou Marchetti's, after Hal Dodd, he's probably one of my favourites, really. I love George Gross as well, but I think Lou Marchetti really captured the tension in his artwork, and you can certainly catch the tension there. Johnny Dark. This one's a firm favourite of mine. This artwork's been seen before on, I think it's on, yeah, it's definitely on a, it must be on a Falcon book. Yes, a Falcon book, of course it is. 1952. It's originally taken from Slave Girl, the artwork. And this comes out in 1958 as well. It's number 25. So there was a little gap between my last one, which was, oh, there wasn't, that's 24, and this one's 25. Brilliant artwork, unknown. It's by Erwin N. Nisler and Jerry P. Broderick. Un Noche en el Camino. Roadside Night, apparently, is where this town apparently comes from. Is the actual novel from Roadside Night in 1958. But the artwork's from Slave Girl, and has been pretty much sort of tampered, and is pretty much original to the original, which is always nice. And again on the back, you've got some the title, and then you've got your Debora and Lynn Turner at the bottom. Another part of their Malinca empire. And on to Lou Della. Again, the artwork's been seen before. This is George Gross artwork. Tentacion Frustrada. Would that be right? Again, as in part one, I do apologise if I get my pronunciations in a completely wrong. It's translated as Temptation. And this is Debora number 26. And that original artwork by George Gross was seen on an exotic novel called Tonight for Sure. And again, untampered with, and a beautiful looking piece of art. Lou Della. Let's get rid of this one here, all this clutter. Move this over slightly. Jack Cairo, next. Debora number 27. This Muñeca Millonera. I don't know where the original art's come from for this. I'm not sure at all. We're still 1958, and it's translated to Millionaire Doll. Muñeca Millonera by Jack Cairo. It's the artwork's it's okay. It's pretty decent art. If anyone knows where it was originally used, let me know. But yeah, this conditioning pretty good. This book's looking pretty good. Number 27, Jack Cairo. Yeah, would like to find out where that art was originally used, but it'll have to remain a mystery for now. Here we go. Going back to some lovely artwork now. I believe this to be Hal Dodd. And that's Hal Dodd in a nutshell. Absolutely brilliant. Un invento dos mujeres. Apparently it's translated, this book, to Lights Out. Artwork by Hal Dodd and originally used on the cover of Quarter Books 95, Diary of a Pleasure Cruise from 1951. And yeah, there's your archetypal blonde, very lovely looking lady. Book by Johnny Sello, used in lots of UK paperbacks in the 50s. And for some reason, they've used it here. If Johnny Sello actually wrote, which obviously a pseudonym, a book called Lights Out, he must have done. And they've taken that and they put it together with some artwork from 1951. Very bizarre. But I'm glad they've used it because it is lovely. And again, spine's looking a bit of a roll on there. But very nice. This one's a little bit tatty. Got some spine roll and some creases, but hey ho. And look at that, Nat Carter. Nat Carter. Anyone who collects UK pulp knows exactly who that is. And that's very nice. It's taken from XC novel number 17, Come Night, Come Desire. This is from so we moved into 1959 now, so we're in the home straight, and this is number 29 in the Debora series, and the artwork is as it was originally. This translates to Women and Money. Dinero, money. And a beautiful piece of artwork as well. I would say that's Hal Dodd, but it's never signed. But very nice. And again, she's smoking. You just can't get through to these people. And again, gentleman smoking this time. This book cover's been used quite a few times. And now they've got Danny Spade at the top. Again, another UK pulp pseudonym being used. Debora, number 33. There's your, well, I would say looks like a pimp, maybe. I'm not sure. And a very, very well-drawn young lady. This has been adapted, this artwork, because if you go to the A Body to Own on Ecstasy Novels, you can see she's wearing the dress is all complete red. And it's sort of got like a PVC look to it, and it's very, very risque for its time. And that originally came out, that book, in 1949. This artwork's 1949. You can tell he's a bit of a spiv, isn't he? He's got that 40s spiv thing going on. But yeah, that dress has been adapted because it was very, very risky. And even Malinca decided, I think we better change that dress. That's a little bit too revealing. I've got the original. But this is the Malinca version by Danny Spade. It translates to white curves and black chiffon. Apparently, Sangre en la noche, which is black, dark. So yeah, it sort of makes sense. Don't know where the chiffon comes in, but yeah. Here we go. And some very poor artwork here, and quite a poor looking book really, but it's quite a tough one to find. So Mark Pritchard, Muriel en Soleil, number 34. Not the best artwork. Comparing it to the original artwork, which they've adapted from Exotic Books, Her First Sin by Jack Woodford. It's been taken. The woman's face is the hair's completely different. It's gone. This one's blonde from a brunette. And story translates from Blood in the Altwood Hotel. But that doesn't make any sense at all. But apparently that's what it says inside. Muriel en Soleil. I don't know. But yeah, very poor artwork really. The original on Exotic is absolutely beautiful. That is not. But, you know, it's number 34. It's there. Thankfully, we go back to some decent artwork now with another Danny Spade, which is just bonkers to me. Herencia de Sangria. Cover art is by Hal Dodd, without a doubt, and was used on Ecstasy book number 12 from 1951. And Danny Spade was a pseudonym used by Betty Mabel, Lillian Williams. So she used the Danny Spade one for this particular. It's actually translated as Blood Inheritance, from the story How Far Can You Go? So the story inside is different to the title, and you've got this artwork from 1951. Completely bonkers, but they must know what they were doing at the time. And it's very nice artwork by Hal Dodd. Again, trying to, I don't know if he's trying to give her a cigarette or he's trying to burn her. I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to burn her face. I don't know. Never really noticed that before. But yeah, beautiful artwork. Number 36 in the Malinca Debora series. Just 3 to go in this short little video, part 2. Ludella. E Passer Suyo. Really nice nice artwork by Hal Dodd. Story translates to Love Comes Lethal, and the cover art was used on Mabel and Men, which is a Falcon book, but it's number 37. And the artwork from that original is it's been adjusted slightly, but it's still very decent artwork, very decent. But Mabel and Men's quite a tough book to get on Falcon if you've seen my previous videos. And here it is, it's been adapted here. And there she is smoking a cigarette. And there he is making a phone call saying, I think cigarettes are bad for you. And then as you get towards the end, I've got 44 and 45 to go. You can tell now the art, they've obviously either lost the contract with the publishing group in America, and they're just going with, I believe, local Argentinian or more cheaper artwork. This is by Mitch Collins, number 44. La Isla e la Muerta, which has obviously got murder, which I've sort of got that one. Death Island, it translates that. Death Island. And the story is actually translated from a novel called 3 Seasons for Murder. This is 1960, so I do apologise, I said it's 59. Actually, it's 1960, this particular copy, Mitch Collins. Yeah, artwork's not great, it's okay, but it just doesn't do it really. Yeah, and the very last one, again, we're going to this really dodgy 60s artwork, just gone into 1960 with number 45, Mater a la Muerte. Again, this one's translated as I the Killer. Yeah, the artwork's okay, it doesn't offend me too much, by Bert Floyd. This is the last one I've got in the Debora series, because you can continue with Debora into the sort of 50s and 60s, but it's got that 60s really poor artwork. I just don't consider it to be worthy of trying to collect it, so I stuck at 45, and that's okay. It's not bad, I've seen worse. And that's by Bert Floyd, number 45. So there you go. That's the part 2 of the Debora series by Malinca, all the way from Argentina. I think you'll agree there's some great artwork in there. It's just crazy and bonkers. They've mixed up all the titles with different authors. And I don't know if that was to get through copyright law. I don't know. But at the time, it must have worked. They sold a lot of books, especially in Argentina, and also they exported a lot to Spain and into Mexico, I would believe. And yeah, so if you do see them out there, especially the early numbers, yeah, try and pick them up. They're fun to collect, great art, and yeah, but they're tough. So if you do see them for a good, there's quite a few out there if you go searching, but they're just stupid prices. And they're just not worth it. So if you can pick them up like I did way back in the day, probably 8 to 10 years ago, I was buying these for like €3 each. And I was buying them from a couple of collectors in Spain. And they were literally, I was sending them, they were giving me a list and I would just send the money off, and it was dead cheap. Now they're a little bit tougher to find. probably because I bought them all. But anyway, that's it for now. Leave a like, leave a comment. That would be great. Share it if you possibly can to get my little video page out there about my books. And once again, thanks very much for clicking on and watching and hearing me ramble on. I do appreciate it very much. So yeah, hope to see you again soon. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do next, but it will probably bore the pants off you. But if it doesn't, then check on back in. Bye for now.